Hey everybody! Today I want to talk to you as an entrepreneur and talk about something with corporate taxes that really nobody is talking about, and it's amazing to me. Because the truth is, it's amazing that I went from year one of my business to year two, and I just want to tell you my story. So when I started my business, CrateInsider.com, I opened it as a corporation. Now you might ask, why would I do that instead of a sole proprietorship? I mean, just looking at the bigger picture, I have 3 partners, and it made the most sense for us to be to go ahead and go in that direction and be a corporation. My intention was to be an S corporation, but I just didn't know any better, and I didn't file the paperwork enough, or in enough time, I should say. So I want to tell you about my very first year in business and what that experience was like, and why corporate taxes and how they affect small businesses, and we really need to be looking at that. So my very first year in business in 2014, at the end of the year, and I've printed out all my little stats and figures so I can share them with you today. Now, during that year, I was starting to work on my website in January. It actually launched in April. Now, I did not get my first paycheck until July of that year. I lived on credit cards, I lived on savings, and that's what I lived on for that first part of the year. So at the end of that year, I had paid myself $16,000. Now, I know that most of us couldn't survive for very long, and you're right, it was very, very difficult. It was a lot of nights of ramen noodles and party pizzas and my boyfriend taking me out to dinner. So I mean, I will own that. So the end of the year, me personally, I brought home $16,000, but I sacrificed and I scrimped and I saved and I put every bit of blood, sweat, and tears into this business. And at the end of the year, I was so proud that on my balance sheet, it showed that I made a profit of $5,798.29. I mean, almost $6,000, and I was absolutely thrilled, over the moon. I was like, wow, you know, I made this worth it. But then became tax season. So at the end of 12/31, on December 31st of 2014, I look at the bank account and it's got $3,700 in it. So there's always that big question. Okay, so you know, you made $6,000 in profit, but you've only got $3,700 in the bank. How did that happen? Well, I mean, you've got some inventory and you have some fixed assets, and I had to buy a computer that year, and that's where that money is accounted at. So profit doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly how much money you have in the bank, and I think that's a big question that people don't see. So you would think, okay, $6,000, yay business, but you know, the tax burden can't be that bad, right? I mean, even with corporate taxes. Well, let me tell you this. At the end of 2014, I owed the federal government, in combination with the state, $2,225. Yes, I made $6,000. I owe $2,200 to the government. I also owe another $2,800 in payroll taxes. That is a grand total of $5,079.28. So keep in mind, I owe $5,000 in taxes. I have $3,700 in the bank. How am I going to make that work? So it's a significant difference when you lower a corporate tax rate. And you know what's disgusting to me is that year when I am underwater basically because of corporate taxes, that same year GE is getting a tax refund. So when we talk about corporate taxes, next time you hear that, I want you to think a little bit about small businesses. When it comes to the big businesses, they've got an army of lawyers and accountants at the ready. They can ship all their stuff overseas, but what it really, really makes the difference is the corporate taxes for us small businesses, because I don't have an account in the Cayman Islands. Pretty hard to do when you've got like $3,700 in the bank. So I don't have that, and I just wanted to bring light to an issue that nobody's talking about. Well, thank you for being on my channel. If you want to catch more tips for entrepreneurs, I talk about digital marketing and video and e-commerce and all kinds of random things that I buy. I hope you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button. You can also check out my blog over at katedillon.com and see some of the articles that I've written over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.